Hello and welcome. Just gonna wait a minute or two here for a few people to trickle into the stream, and we'll get right to it. Cheers. Hello and welcome all. Thank you for joining yet again. This is round 4 of season 12, and we have here tier 6 at Dragon Trail Seaside Reverse. I think that's right. Yeah. I always get the two confused because there's two setups here at Dragon Trail. So anyway, we have pretty sure we have a pretty interesting race ahead of us today, and pretty excited to see what happens. So let's get into it. But before we start the race, there's a qualifying period before this, and this is the orders from that. And up first we have, with honestly pretty incredible time for tier 6, which was beat many other times in higher tiers. So we have Emdement, who in his 650S put up a 1 minute 39 second .085, which is incredible. That's a hell of a 139.085. That's a hell of a lap there, and beat out his closest competitor here, Samaria's, in his Ford Le Mans by almost half a second, which is wild. That's a big difference in quality time. So we'll see if that sticks into race. That's pretty big for Emdement, as he's currently sitting at 11th place, and Smurrias as well in 4th place. So good results for them in quali. In P3 we have Fitzinho, who also had a pretty great quali, considering I think he's reserve this season, I believe. He hasn't been in all the races, but he's P10 at the moment in his Mazda RX Vision. He put up a 39.638, so 800ths behind Samaria's there. In P4 we have Name, who's coming off of a feature win at Sardinia last week. In his M6 he posted a 40.1. In P5 we have Lord Hands in the Porsche 911. In P6 we have Quackhouse, our current drivers championship leader in his SLS. In P7 is his teammate Clouds. P8 will be Senna in the McLaren 650S. In P9 we have Reese in his Audi R8 Evo. P10 will be Point with his BMW M6. P11 we have Schumacher in the Ford GT. P12 Cracker with the Audi R8 Evo. P13 is Turdy, who's actually P2, so this is actually not a great qualifying result for him, but I'm sure he'll be able to fight back for more positions here soon. And his 911 Evo. Oh, so Fitzino here has commented. He says, "I'll preempt what's going wrong with Fitzino's race before we even start the sprint." With his excuse, which I think is a pretty valid one, is that he had his wheels set to his ACC profile. Ouch, that's gonna hurt. Especially you put in a really good quality time and then mess. I don't know. Anyway, M. Dimit, hello. Thank you for joining as well. I got Munkin in P14 with the Ford GT and Inorganic in P15 to round it off with the Subaru BRZ. So, we got everything. Check tires real quick. Everybody should be on softs. And we'll get rolling. Five lights and away we go. Somebody is off with an absolute blistering start there, passing M. Dimit before we even get to the corner. Clockhouse in P5 pushing Fitzino there into turn 1. Naaman gets pushed out a little bit there. Clouds takes takes advantage of that chaos and goes on the inside line for P4. Senna's going to be here trying to get in Clockhouse's way, and here we go into the first battle into the death chicane. We are clean so far, which is a good sign. A little bit of just light tap there from Schumacher into the back of the point, and Reese seems to have not gotten a great exit. Schumacher's going to take the inside on point. A little bit shaky there coming out, but he'll take P9 for now if that M6 can't accelerate quick enough, which it is holding side by side at the moment. See how they fare. Yeah, Point's going to back out, which is probably a good idea being that far inside. Samaria still leads us here with M. Dimit P2. Fitzino closing quickly in on M. Dimit, taking late break on the inside line. And he will take P2 right off of him. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Fitzino. Pretty good to me so far. Cloud's still in P4, and Naaman P5. Cloud's up to P4 rather. Let's check back here. Turdy's gained 1 position since the start of this race. As we go into the second lap, he will be among 2 side-by-side drivers here. Munkin and Point as well, being very close in. He'll brake a little late, and Cracker's going to do a little switchback there and take the inside line to get that better exit. This is going to be a hard race to keep track of. So Fitz said the death chicane was the killer, so that makes a little bit of sense to be fair. This, is very aptly called the death chicane. It's a lot of death. There's one. Oh, hate to see it. Hate to see it, because you also get a heavy bit of damage as well. He's knocked out engine damage, which is great. But that does drop him a few spots there. So hopefully he can climb back a little bit. Hopefully minimize the damage for the sprint. Munkin gets a fantastic exit past Reese, who was really struggling there. And Ford Hands unfortunately dropping to the back after a really good quali. I think he might have had an incident there. I don't see damage at this point. Probably wasn't that at that time in the death chicane. And this wall, there's a wall right there to the left. It's that orange padded strip. I call that the death wall, or the wall of death, because that is the other painful one to find yourself in. And a little bit of a gap forming here. Quackhouse and Senna battling it out with Ficino right behind us. Ficino's going to get a little tap on Senna there, but he's remaining pretty steady out. Pretty big gap here between Emdim and Clouds in P2 and P3, so it looks like we have a battle between Samuria's Emdim at the moment, while Emdim sets a track fastest lap. Scroll through the drivers as they go through the chicane. Senna takes a little bit of hit to the wall there. Turdy took a bit of damage there, so he definitely hit the wall, unfortunately for him. And that'll hamper his defense a little bit. Reese does a switchback there pretty nicely to take advantage of the little slip up. Inorganic here on the back left of Cracker as we roll through Sector 2. Oh, we have a huge incident here. Hold on, Munkin seems to... Oh, that was his own. Oh no. Oh, he hit the curb way too hard. Now he's in the wall. Oh, that's unfortunate to see. There's a tricky high-speed downhill essentially. Really have to be careful how you hit the curbs and manage your throttle. We still have a very close battle here between Samurias and Emdim. Definitely have to keep an eye on this. Not just on the start-finish straight. Ficino here going on the outside of Senna into turn 1, beginning a lap before. Take a little bit of a break there. Senna takes very inside. Senna will get a little advantage there. Ooh, Samuri is hitting the wall and gonna lose a little bit of time off of that. No damage, fortunately for him. Emdim is still just behind him. Cloud's a few seconds more back, trying to make that chase happen. And Name as well in P4. Turdy going a little wide. Ordhand's getting an excellent exit there, and we'll pass Inorganic to take P12 for the moment. Ordhand's there, notably setting a fastest lap on the previous one for 141. I think it's just edging out. I think Emdim is by about 800th there. I think Emdim had the previous fastest. Yeah. So if you're just joining us for the first time, we have there's a qualifying period 10 minutes before this, and we have this is going to be a 15-minute sprint, so we're just getting to halfway there. Following this will be a future race with a reversed grid of the results from the sprint. Ficino here on the outside with Point in the M6. Behind him, Ficino losing a little bit of traction, coming out of the turn, but will hold in front. Get through the chicane cleanly, which is good for everybody, I think. Maintaining about the same distance as here. We'll keep an eye on this 1-2 battle for another minute. Endemit there, gaining it just a bit on Smurias at the end of Sector 2, and he will be able to make a charge at him on the start-finish straight if he's able to keep this distance from him, going out a good bit wide there, trying to take different lines than Smurias. Oh no, he should have nailed that, and oh, that's so unfortunate. Endemit falls out of P2 and looks like he reset, which is odd. He's gonna drop back. Oh, yeah, little tap of the bumper roll and a little too little pardon, traction in the rear tires will certainly do that. That's a turkey, Jesus. Not really speaking well today, but we'll work on that. There's a tricky turn to get a chicane to get an exit out of. Not a lot of grip coming out of there. A little downhill incline. Senna is catching up to Quackhouse here. So both drivers are struggling a little bit through the death chicane. Name they're also losing a little bit of time to Quackhouse. But Samaria's there in P1. Flying pretty well by himself at the moment with Endemit's error earlier. Quackhouse going on the outside, and Name's going to squeeze him a bit out. I think he's going to be too happy about that, and he will maintain this P3. I don't know for how long, because it's looking a little shaky now. Quackhouse going very, very, very much on the inside, a little too much more than he had to, I think. Endemit back to P5 behind him. So it's not complete disastrous of a race with that result either, to be fair, but we'll take a look here with this battle between Point, Turdy, and Reese for P6. Also, Lord Hansen just behind Reese now in P9, so we'll make it a four-way battle. Trying to get some different camera angles. Oh, Lord Hands looks like he made a little bit of contact there with Turdy, and I think it was a loss of traction there. I'm not sure if he got squeezed out or anything, but I think that was a loss of traction. Point going too far on the inside, I think, and not taking his line, as I think Turdy would have backed off appropriately, but nonetheless, they get through the chicane alive. And Ficino said Lord Hand's pace has improved massively, and I fully agree with that. He has very much turned his game up the last couple of races, and this season in general, which is just awesome to see. I know he was struggling a lot last season in Tier 5, but it's awesome to see drivers getting better every race. A little bit of contact here between Quackhouse and Endemit, and we have the championship leader in P4. He's going to be trying to hold this one tight, try to keep his point tally up. And actually, Quackhouse gets a horrible exit out of there. Endemit will go right past him. But Escalash does not really want to quit, so he's still quite close behind and getting that draft that he needs. See how it goes. Quackhouse going very on the inside again. Endemit looks like he's going to get the better exit, which does make a bit of sense. Quackhouse is going inside pretty much every single turn when he's battling. But this is going to give their battle is going to give Name a little bit of oh, maybe not. Endemit's exit out of there was brilliant, so just caught up yet again to Name. And he's trying to get into P3 and not worry about Quackhouse at P5. Samarias looks like he's opened his gap up by maybe half a second more. on an absolute tear this sprint race. I think he's being a bit cautious, so that's probably boding well for his chances to finish P1. That M6 is very much struggling on these soft tires. Oh, and Endemit just spins out trying to get out of the turn. Oh yeah, Clarkhouse is way behind him. See at the curb, just gets on the curb. Endemit says, after that spin I started to use TC on 1. Did you have traction control off? You serious? Please let us know if you were not using traction control at all, because if you got through 8 laps of that, that's mental. Damn, he confirmed, so... yeah. That's mental. Good on you. Yeah, keep at it though. Still TC1's not, you're not losing much time using that relatively. That's pretty impressive though. Good practice. Point's still struggling on his tires quite a bit, I think, as the other BMW with name is as well. So to see if they can hold on for another lap, I think. Yeah, this should be the last lap here. If I did my math right for everybody, I don't think anyone's gonna get us another lap in before the timer hits 15. We do have a point here looking on Turdy. Point will take the outside. Turdy's gonna go very much on the curb. Point's being a little bit cautious and trying to give him enough space to make the couple of turns cleanly. If you look under the headlight, oh, that's a good point, yeah. I never really look at the icons except for fuel and tires. For comms, but I should do that. Huh. I see. Oh, quite a bit. Sorry, we're gonna go back. I'm just getting distracted by the conversation here, but we'll get right back to that. Simariz will take his first win of the season and best result with P1 in the sprint here, round 4. Clouds do, I think, one of his best results here with the P2. Name will come in P3, a few seconds behind him. That's 2 podiums in a row for him. Oh, 3. No, 2 podiums. Turdy in P4 behind. Point, that was way closer. I think it's very close. Turdy will take P4 there. And that was not as close as I thought, but MW gets a little bit of draft there off of Point. Point will take P5, MW P6, Crackavelli P7. Lord Hands P8, Inorganic P9, Quackhouse P10, Schumacher P11. Oh, I didn't realize he had lost it. Oh, wow. I'm not going to go back and watch it because I feel like that's a bit painful. Quackhouse did drop a few spots there, and he's now P10. That is quite painful. I would just kind of reading quickly and not processing who it was. Reese P12, Senna P13, Fitzino P14, and Munkin will finish in P15 there. Cool. So, my pen is broken, so I can't write down those results, but that's okay. So we will move on to the future race. I'm surprised so many of you are not using traction control. I'm still using traction control. I'm not very good on the throttle, to be honest. But personal preference, and I'm trying to take myself down on that one. But The M6 is a bit easy to lose traction on, so I'm at, I think, TC2 for that. That car. And we will get this ready. Yeah, so our usual, this will be a reversed grid of the sprint results. One difference is Cracker Valley always opts to go in the back, and don't know why. But that's how he wants it, so that's what we'll do. And let's get going. We have Endemit there, flying on the inside of the 650 into right on the left-hand door of Inorganic for turn 1. We will have hopefully not two people going side by side into the death chicane on lap 1. Nope. Fazzino will hit the wall a little bit though, and he's going to lose a bit of time. Hopefully not. No damage for him there. I think Point's got shaking a little bit there. Both Turdy and Point going well on the outside, and Point will actually not let Turdy back on track, but not sure how that would work out. So I think it's just an unfortunate moment there. I was going to run through, I meant to do this before, but I forgot. Slowly run through the order and see what we're doing on tires. So our top 3 are on mediums, is the good, safe bet. Oh, Reese gets soft there. He's on softs as well as Clockhouse. Schumacher on mediums. Clockhouse going inside again and does make contact with Reese and kind of does send Reese out into the sand pit. So that's an unfortunate incident there for both of them. That'll drop Clockhouse into P7. And Reese into P11, well now P10 with Point looking like he was losing it on the grass there. Point making a little bit of contact with Reese, and Reese is going to hit the curb and go right into Point, and Point just saves it to stay on. But that's an unfortunate race start for both Reese and Turdy. Make a little bit of contact there. And we'll go back up and see what is going on up front. So nice single file order, except for these two for the moment. Fazzino getting a little advantage there on Munkin and trying to put some pressure on him before getting into the chicane. Both come out cleanly. All clean there for now. So Clockhouse on softs, he really needs to take advantage of this stint. He's probably going to be on track a little bit longer than most of the drivers as he tries to take advantage of that. I know he's trying to put himself in position for a podium finish. After an unfortunate ending there to a sprint race. Munkin's still out on P1, with Fazzino still behind him, and Senna. A little bit of gap to Schumacher in P4. Fazzino's going to get a great exit there, and will be side by side with Munkin for the moment. It looks like he's going to be able to get enough speed to take turn 1 on his own. So that's Fazzino taking P1 all for himself. And too many changes in the order since lap 1. Two teammates, Reese and Crocker, fighting it out a little bit here. Crocker will try and put a little bit of pressure on Reese. Reese is going to get a much smoother run through the chicane. Senna getting past Munkin there just a second ago, which probably should go back and see. I had a lap, I think. What have I done? I think here we go. The braking zone here, it looks like. So Senna going very, maybe a little bit too late of a brake. Kind of knocking Munkin out a little bit. So that'll be Senna P2 for the moment, Munkin in P3. That pack is increasing their gap slightly to P4 and Schumacher and the pack behind them. Tino getting a little bit of that grass, but he will maintain a little bit of a gap for the moment. Lord Hands trying to put a move on Schumacher. She will not hit too well, and then Quackhouse comes from behind and on the inside to take P5 off Lord Hands there. Emdement not too far behind as well, so that's a lot of pressure for Lord Hands to be in at this point in the race. See how he fares though. Still a chance to fight back. That's got to be Senna there putting up a 140.8 for the provisional fastest lap. Most of the drivers are on mediums, so you'll likely see the fastest lap being posted in the second half of this race. Evened out field for the most part, so we'll keep an eye up what's going on up here. Schumacher going braking a little too early and going on the inside, but Blockhouse doesn't really have much room to move around there, so keep about the same distance. Quackhouse going on the outside for a change. Schumacher getting a pretty poor exit there, so Quackhouse is going to have to abort that pass, as I think he would have been cut off by Schumacher, and Emdeman's going to take advantage of that and take P5 for now, advancing himself a good few positions here early in the race, including past the driver's champion at the moment. Getting little elbows out. Maybe a little late there. We'll maintain the order for now. Continue getting a little bit of a gap off, but on this circuit, second gap or so does not really matter. Anything could change in pretty much any of these corners. Oh, nope, we have somebody going well on the outside there. It looks like it's Munkin. Cutting way too far into the curb, a little overcorrection. I think he's just trying not to hit the wall now. Yeah. But he's going to find himself right on the racing line again. That's going to shake up this group a little bit as Munkin drops back into peace. Got to fight off with Lord Hands here. Monken's tires are a little bit shaken, so Lord Hands might have an opportunity coming up. But now we have Schumacher in P3, Emden in P4, Quackhouse P5. Very, very close battle setting off this race, which honestly I think is pretty good summary of how this tier is showing itself. A lot of close battling, at least maybe not in every single race, but overall, these guys are really trying to push each other. Samuri is catching up there, getting back into the pack, as well as Point is not too far behind, and Samuri's and Monken are going to go side by side here. Hopefully one of them backs out. Samuri's is going to do the wise thing, back out. Lord Hands is going to get a pretty bad entry angle there. That's going to slow everyone down. We have a yellow flag off of Fitzino. Oh, from P1, no. Oh, off the curb, just went well too much onto the curb and lost all of his traction. It's going to send Senna up into P1. Oh. And what was going so well for Fitzino and looked like he was rolling on his own out there. Almost on his own, Senna not too far behind. A little bit of correction there for Senna going into return to the uphill portion. So now we have Schumacher in P2 and Emden at P3. And with Senna with a pretty good gap up front. He's on medium tires, so that's going to set him up pretty well for late in the race. Quackhouse is on softs, so that's going to set him back a little bit after we pit. We still have probably a good 15 minutes before he goes to pit. Well, 10, probably closer to 10 minutes than 15, but regardless, Fitzino dropping into P5 there, and he's going to have to be playing some defense here with Samurias, who is on good pace. Monken down at P8, and now he's behind Lord Hands. Lord Hands goes very wide into turn 1, but Monken's going to go too far inside and hit the curb, so the order and distance will stay about the same. Emden putting a lot of pressure on Schumacher. Schumacher's going to go further on the inside. Emden's going to get a bit of the curb there, but stay alive. I think Senna's losing a little bit of that pace, or Schumacher is catching up. He had made a mistake on the last lap, dropping about 3 seconds. He does hold the fastest lap at the moment, and he should be able to keep his own general pace with that McLaren, and it's very, very gentle on the tires, so ideally a pace wouldn't be too affected throughout the stint. Emden putting a lot of pressure here on Schumacher. Let's see how his exit is here into the final chicane at lap 7. The exit's going to be pretty good. Let's see if he gets a draft off of him. That'll be worth it. Mr. Cat. Hello. My cat is back. So he's been sleeping under the bed, and now he wants attention. Hello. Hello, my whereabouts. Hopefully not distracting me too much here. Fitzino here staving off Lord Hands as Lord Hands goes on the inside, kind of get into a little blind spot for Fitzino. Little tap there on the wall is not a big deal, no damage. Little tap there on the exit of the chicane as well, that's okay. See if he hits this. Yeah, he's gonna be fine on that curb. Alright, Cat. Oh, goodness. Come on, Cat. What are you doing? Hey. Can you not step in my way? Appreciate it. Zuzu. Oh, Turdy had sorry, Lord Hans had a bit of a mistake there. I'm not sure what happened. There's also a yellow flag. Oh, Lord Hans had on the outside there. Just want to see what happened. Oh, too much of the curb into the wall. Oh, I didn't see the damage. I missed that bit. So that'll be Munkin taking a spot and Turdy about to take another off of him. And I know we have a yellow flag incoming, so... Oh, Schumacher! What has happened? The exit here, the final chicane. Yeah, way too wide. Way too wide on the exit. Oh, that's a disaster. So that'll keep Senna well by himself. Emdiment now with some clear air, and Quackhouse in P3. Also with a bit of clean air, but they're only about second and a half, 2 seconds off of each other. Probably a little bit less, to be honest. I thought I saw 2 cars here. Did not. It's like name. Oh man, still struggling. Not a tire issue though. And name getting on the inside there, and Lord Hans being a little bit wide, I think, on turn 1. A bit wider than you'd like. Senna's 40.8 there, his third lap, which is still the fastest lap on track. It's pretty impressive for medium tires. That's a job. Well done there. Certainly going to be the fastest in the medium stint on track. Turdy in P7, Name in P8, Lord Hans in P9. So most of these drivers have had some sort of incident in this race. We added another little one there is, unfortunately, Name struggles a bit into the turn. Lord Hans gets no real chance to get away from him, and that'll give Schumacher P8 as he moves past the both of them. Rather unexpectedly. Z tries to make up for an earlier error as well. We have Quackhouse here with Zeno very close in on turn 1. Quackhouse going inside again, and Fitzino's should be getting the better line out of that, and be putting a bit of pressure on Sonorias in P3. Senna's gap has shrunk a bit here to Emdiment. These 2 McLaren teammates are looking very good going into the first... probably the first set of pits, I think, on maybe this lap. Fitzino doing quite well for having a really big error earlier. Looks like we're at a little bit of opposing ideas on a racing line here as we have Lord Hans and Schumacher continuing to fight it out. Sorry, he's getting a little bit of grass. I'm wondering, as you're very close on tire wear, and it's going to be a good few laps, I think, before we see them pit. I know the undercut is quite strong here, so despite having good medium tires, people might be pitting early. certainly too early for these two. So the Mazda struggling a little bit more on tires, but not too much so. This 4GT is more on par with McLaren. As Samaria's looks on, puts a nice bright light into Fatina's rearview mirror. Two actually DNF, which I didn't notice immediately there. And Cat is back. Say hello, Cat. Nice. Hello. So. Come on. Need that. Fatzino here making a good challenge on Samaria's, make a little bit of contact as Samaria's tries, I think, a little overreaction getting off the curb there. Puts Fatzino in a good position to get a nice draft on this straight, but the thing is that 4GT is very, very good on straight lines, and he is flying away from Fatzino right now. Oh, this Cat. Why? Hello. He's rubbing the like. Oh, we have our first pit here with Quackhouse coming off softs. I guess he might be going for that undercut. So I think in most races it'd be a little bit too early for him to be pitting. That'll be inorganic in as well to pit. I think he had only one more lap left on his fuel. That'll send both Quackhouse and Inorganic to the back. Oh, this Cat, I swear. Hello. And Evdemit getting a bit of a... Hold on. You're distracting me. Go away. I think... Sorry, I just needed to check. Ooh. We had a pass here. I missed it. I thought I noticed that. Just missing out on something. Emdemit there getting a nicer break into turn 1 than Senna. That'll give him good enough for P1. He's gonna go all the way back. Come on. Ah, God. Right, so back to where we were. Looks like Senna's having a little bit of a struggle here. Yeah, this is where we were when we started time traveling. Fatzino getting a great exit here. Compared to Samaria's, who was hugging the curve a bit. A whole lot happening on track as it stands, and Inorganic's still trying to get out of pits, fueling up. We'll have to see who are our next drivers to go in. Lunkin really not having a good time there on those mediums, and same as well with Crackavelli. Two McLarens should be going on to another lap, and they will. Fatzino here challenging Samaria's yet again, and Samaria's is actually going to go into pit, and Fatzino is going to try to take a little bit of a draft off him as he goes in. So that'll be some areas going off the mediums and onto the softs. Schumacher as well coming in, and that probably will mean the same for the other Ford GT. Never mind, Munkin will continue going for one more lap as he only has enough fuel for another lap. I think we'll see the M6s come in soon. It is about that time. But as I know, the M6 does wear down those soft tires just real quick on this track. A lot of gaps here. Turdy doing a little bit of, starting to drift a little bit. He probably should be coming in soon if that's the case. Clouds are starting to close in as well, so it might be Turdy's advantage. Lord Hans going into pit. I think he just remembered he had to. Fitzinho as well headed into pit right before Lord Hans did. They'll both be coming off their medium tires. The two McLaren teammates will continue on in first and second. And we'll have to see how much of a gap they can pull on the rest of the grid as they look for probably the first 1-2 their season. I think the first win for either of them, I believe. Regardless of who ends up first. Crackavelli will be pitting as well here. So our top three have not pitted. 4, 5, top 5, and the rest have. I think the big question here, will they come in this lap? Emdemit's on very, very good pace, and he actually set the fastest lap there, and just by I think a few thousandths. A few laps ago on worn mediums, which is what I was saying early in the race, was that with this McLaren, your pace shouldn't be too different from the beginning of the race to the end of the race. And that was a absolute hell of a lap there. Senna actually will come into pit. I missed that. So the first McLaren to come in, and Name will come in as well with the M6, and Clouds as well in the SLS. So Crackavelli comes in, and Emdemit will be the last one out on the original set of tires, and most of the grid will be on softs now. I think, yeah. So Quackhouse here in P9. So that'll be Clouds and Name coming out in front of Schumacher here. So they will, I think, be pretty happy with that. Schumacher's tires are warmed up, so we'll have to see how he gets on here. Emdemit has to be coming into pit now. It is very late. And that'll be our leader coming into pit. So that is everybody. And depending on where he comes out, he looks like he is probably going to come out in P1. Don't want to speak too soon. I don't remember the split there too well. And obviously, the son of his teammate who was in P2 earlier came out in P2. So there he is there in P3 still. Emdemit's going to have one hell of a lead here. Absolutely one hell of a lead. Multiple seconds up coming out in front of his teammate. So the smooth drive will give Emdemit a very comfortable win. So we have 13 and a half minutes left in this feature race. About 4 laps or so left. Cannot remember. See me there getting a little shaken the dash chicane, but doing alright so far. Nobody very close on track. Turdy hitting the wall there, unfortunately for him, as he, unfortunately, has been a bit out of form today, and I think it's some of his worst results of the season for him. As he currently is sitting P2 in the Drivers' Championship. We're closing in on Ficino's Mazda. Name's going to go on the outside of this turn onto the start-finish straight. It will be exactly side by side. Name will pass him on the outside though, so that'll be Name in P4. Continuing a pretty good season for himself here in Tier 6. Let's see how we are into the dash chicane. And if you'd like to see all of the incidents all the damage-inducing incidents into the dash chicane for this round across all 6 tiers, which is mental, the amount of work that went into this. Viking Dog, a Tier 1 driver, one of the fastest guys in the league, posted a nice compilation video. So if you have a nice 12 minutes to watch, well over 100 incidents. It's kind of funny to watch. A little sad sometimes, but it's funny. Good spirit with such a tough week round, to be honest. It's very challenging and technical track here. Next week we'll have the Catalunya circuit at Barcelona, and that one's more famous, I think, for Formula 1. Not very much a favorite, I think, among drivers for GT3 cars. Ficino here, trying to get that P4 back off of Name, and very much putting the pressure on him. His Name only took the position in the last lap. Ficino there hitting the outside of the chicane and dropping a little bit back. And that'll give Clouds a potential opportunity here. flag there for Inorganic, who spun out on the final turn as Emdimit goes to lap him. And as well, should note, he's back a few tenths there. Senna's put on a fastest lap of 39 point, just under 8. And that'll actually be taken there by Samarias, who just under 10th takes that fastest lap off of him. And these fastest laps, whoever has it at the end of the race gets an extra point.
Take a look here at Munkin as he chases down Cracker Valley for P11. Gets a little bit worse of an exit off of turn 1. A little bit closer battle here. It looks like the two SLS AMGs have found each other. And Turdy and Lord Hands not too far behind them, all putting pressure on each other as we get into the last few laps of this race. Very spread out here on our top 4 as Emdimit continues his relative track domination as he is on very significantly better pace on this track, and that has definitely shown itself today. Setting a P1 in quality by just under half a second. I think we keep track of this. Emdimit actually did pretty much the same last week at Sardinia in round 3. He was, let's see, a little bit under half a second as well, over Name, who was in P2. So really strong qualifying. So, but the pace here has shown itself in both races. I think there was an incident. Let me look by HME. Yeah, he finished P6 in the sprint there. So there's definitely an incident. There's a lap car there, I think. So Maria's not too far back from Senna. Might be able to close the gap here in the last 5 minutes of this race. As for the rest of the grid, we remain pretty spread out. We'll stick on board with Emdimit here. I was talking, and I was muted, because I was having a drink earlier. So we're gonna do that again. I'm so sorry. I didn't hit the button. Thank you for commenting though, Turdy, because I really thought I was talking there. This is not the part where the commentator goes quiet at the very end of a race. I was commentating, and nothing was coming through. Anyway, Schumacher P6, Clouds P7, Quackhouse P8, Turdy in P9, Lord Hands in P10, Crocodile will finish up in P11. You know, I'm struggling talking and then I mute myself, so fits. Now to say what I was saying earlier, which I forget where I was. Samaria is not too far behind Senna, but without a big Senna misstep, he will probably not be able to chase him down. A little bit too big of a gap at this point. Samaria's got a little bit on the curb there. And Mdemit will come in P1 with a very dominant showing today. And without an incident in the sprint, he might have had 2 wins. I don't have the results. My pen ran out of ink. So his teammate in the other McLaren, Senna, will come in P2, and Samaria's in the Ford GT in P3. And we will finish up with the last 2, Name and Fitzinho. And looks like Name will come in P4, just missing out on the podium there with his BMW M6, and Fitzinho not too far behind him for P5. Not too bad for having the wrong settings on your wheel. Very good pace today, so I think without that wheel issue, a little bit of a different story. But Mdemit on a tear today, absolute tear. And that is the race, and we will go and see if we have enough votes for. So, driver of the week is still being decided, and there's not a definitive winner. So I'm gonna just say keep an eye on Instagram and see if in a few days I should be posting that. Let's have a look here. So, absolutely amazingly, we have one hell of a championship battle on our hands here. Quackhouse was formerly P1, but even with a P4 and a P9 today, and I think not as good of a race as he would have liked, Turdy is now the leader for Tier 6 with 105 points, and only 1 point behind him lies 3 drivers. 3. All at 104 points. And I'm assuming the tiebreakers have been applied here, so it'll be Quackhouse in P2, Name in P3, and Skittles in P4. Samaria's Skittles, same guy. So they all have 104 points, which I don't think I've ever seen a 3-way tie for such a high position this point in the season. The order of teams are all messed up. Anyway, so in P5 will be Emil / Senna with 90 points. Mdemit will move up to P7 with his win today, and increasingly good performances throughout the season with 61 points. Clouds in P8 with 57 points. Fitzinho P9 with 46 points. 1 point back is Reese in P10 with 45. He's actually tied with Lord Hands, also at 45, obviously. Point is in P12 with 31 points. Munkin in P13, 28 points. Cracker in P14 with 16 points. JP Greenwood, who's been absent for a few weeks, is at 14 points. And Inorganic in P16 with 11 points. That is a hell of a driver's battle right there. So definitely keep an eye on what happens in this tier. And really quickly, we'll go through constructors with the Mercedes SLS team in P1 with 161, the Porsche 911 team in P2 with 150 points, BMW M6 team in third with 135 points. It's not as close, but close enough certainly for midway through the season. Thank you, Turdy. I appreciate it. Thank you all for joining. And to Tier 6 and the rest of the tiers, good luck on Monday. We will be at Barcelona for round 5, and should be another great week. But yeah, anyway, good luck, drive safe, and thanks for joining today. Peace.